Like I said, man, I'm looking forward to this year's Olympics. I think this is going to be one of the most interesting Olympics that we've had. I think this is going to be one of the most competitive Olympics that we've been able to have. And I think it's something to be able to get a great start on. So I wanted to really talk down and be able to break down what we got for the Olympics this year. And we're going to break this down through a nice little presentation, if you may. All right. So first and foremost, man, want to introduce you. All right, this is our 20. Hold on, I gotta get the music right. I didn't do this correctly. All right, there we go. All right, so what we got, man? Our 2024 Olympic Rugby, 2024 Paris Olympic Rugby Sevens roster watch. We had been doing this 2 weeks ago. We got a few, but like I said, they've been dropping like crazy lately. All right, so let's get this one started right off the bat. First off, let's look at women's rugby. All right. We have our Pool A. All right. Just to remind you guys, Pool A is involving New Zealand, Canada, Fiji, and China. All right. This is a really great roster right here. All right. Some people might consider this a pool of death. I don't think so. But you have your winner, your Olympic winner here for the women. You have last year, your 2016 bronze medalist. You have your surprise finalists, and of course, China, who has been coming up at their the Challengers Cup and been promoting, came out. All right, yes, been showing a great improvement. So we were able to predict, first off, that obviously I think Portia Woodman was going to be definitely leading the way when it came to the USA, the New Zealand women's side. And I'm going to go ahead and throw this up as well on here, so you guys can also get a chance to look. All right, Portia Woodman, Wick Liffey, obviously best women's rugby player in the world right now, if not of all time. And I don't even think it's a little bit of a question. She is literally the best women's rugby player of all time, the Jonah Loma of our generation for women. But the rest of the squad came in strong. Again, natural championship squad, a lot of returning players. Tyler Nathan Wong, Teresa Fitzpatrick, Stefano, Stacey Waka, Sari Harini, Risliana, Pori Lane, Michaela Blyde, Manala Nuku, Mahina Paula, Georgia Miller, Jasmine Felix Hotham, and Alina Saili. All right? This is a championship squad. While they did not win the HSBC Sevens this year, I think a lot of times they were just trying to go into rotation. Obviously, we saw Australia really coming up very strongly in this one. But we did get a chance to really understand, for whatever it's worth, what it would be like to be able to see what they've done. And again, they're two-time Olympic champions. Add that with Rugby World Cup. New Zealand is basically going on what I would call a last of the original class hurrah. All right. But next up, who came into the fold, we have Fiji. Now, Fiji is a team that 10 years ago was not the same. They were kind of coming in. They were very shy. They weren't very aggressive. But Lord knows that time changes so many things. All right. First and foremost, man, you got Addie Van Buliki. All right. This is a team, like, before I go into individual names, this is a team that is probably one of the hardest hitting teams. All right. 2021, 2020 Olympics, they were the bronze medalists. All right. First time ever, Fiji has gotten 2 Olympic medals in the Olympic Games. Came both in rugby for the Fiji men and obviously the Fiji women. All right. Led off by Lavena Kavuri. She was the captain for that 2020-2021 team. Coming back with a return. Got Addie Van Bulecki, Addie Mirani, Rogosao, Alosi, Nakogi, Anna Marie Nalmasi, Elsafase Delaiwayo, Colario Lamani, Lasani, Luca Seva, Maria Rocco Chusiga, Repi Ulunisao, Sensinelli Domu, Varanisao Jitabatu, Tali Kwal Wilson, Raji Dave Davuyuse, and Maridani Quora. This team here is one that is absolutely one of the toughest teams, hardest hitting tackling teams. I remember when they went up against Canada in 2021, they broke Canada. And this was a Canada team that had just come off of a third place bronze medal finish in 2016. They broke Canada. But to be able to get a chance again, this Pool A is going to be coming in strong. All right, which leads us to already aforementioned Canada, which dropped their roster just this past week on Monday. Now, Captain Olivia Apps is going to be leading this off. Again, she is a multi-time Olympic winner, Olympic participant. And bringing in the full squad, Charity Williams returns back for her second in a row, the speedster. Kiara Wardley, Alicia Corrigan, Asia Hogan-Rochester, Piper Logan, Chrissy Scurfield, Florence Sidmans, another great, powerful player for Canada. Fancy Bermudez, Chloe Daniels, Caroline Crossley, and Carissa Norston, with Taylor Perry being the travel reserve in this one. Right now, we still haven't gotten China's roster yet, and I believe we'll probably get something similar to what they got for the Repêché and the Challenger stuff, but you can't ever be sure. They've always changed, and you got to give them their credit. They're waiting until the last second to be able to get it done. But this pool right now, I think, is very tough. I do feel like this Canada team is going to be coming back with a resurgence. Last campaign, they were just troubled by so many things. Socially, they were troubled. COVID, they were having problems. Team was out of shape. They were broken, and they I think they came out 11th or 10th in it after going third place in 2016. So I think this Canada team is going to come back and try and do it. They got a lot of new players that are on here that are going to be getting their first real legs in these Olympics, and that's going to also play to how big the game is, especially over time. And I don't think they were able to do very much in the HSBC 7. So, the playing over the 2 days, 3 days is going to be arduous if they get out of pool play. But if I had to put my prediction down on this one, I'm going to have to say probably I look at Fiji and New Zealand to be able to have the highest chance of coming out of this pool and making it on to the next round. Olympic Games kick off on for the men's. It's July 24th through the 27th, and then for the women, it's July 28th. July 28th through the 30th, man. So this would be a really interesting one. Definitely catch it out.
Don't you love a great ketogenic family? My name is Gifte Belu. I'm here with Health Enhanced Food. I wanted to talk to you about one of our top baking mixes, and that is our ketogenic baking mixes. We got our ketogenic seed baking mix, our ketogenic almond baking mix, and of course, our ketogenic coconut baking mix. Now, what is so important about it being ketogenic? Now, for those who don't know, ketogenic means that it is utilizing low carbs to be able to eat from. The point of it is so that your body will naturally activate burning from your fat and be able to sustain off your proteins rather than feeding your body carbohydrates and your body simply burning that and you just don't lose weight. And so whenever you're doing that process, it's incredibly difficult. And of course, you're always gonna have a craving for wanting to eat the breads and the carbs that you typically would have. With our keto baking mixes, you can have the pancakes, the waffles, the cookies, the cakes, the pizza crust that you absolutely desire without sacrificing the work, your diet, and obviously the results that you are trying to get. All our ketogenic baking mixes are gluten-free, grain-free, plant-based, and absolutely loaded with natural vitamins and minerals. We want to make sure that they are low net carb, they have no added sugar, they are protein rich, they have good healthy fats, but even more importantly, they have a low glycemic level. So for those who are diabetic and you're also still trying to find something, we have the baking mixes that are for you. And I'm sure you're wondering, why make 3 versions of them if they all are basically doing the same thing? Well, we wanted to make sure, as always, that we are trying to specialize to your dietary need. So with our ketogenic coconut, we wanted to give you a version that allows you to have a sweeter bread without sacrificing your diet. But it provides you things that you can make with your cakes, you can make your cookies, but you can be able to not have to lose your mind trying to find things that can satiate the taste without ruining your diet. With our ketogenic almond baking mix, that is one that has probably the highest protein content. It allows you to be able to control your blood sugar levels, reduce your blood pressure, lower cholesterol levels, and of course, it goes to promoting weight loss and being able to control the hunger. And for our ketogenic seed, this is for those who have a nut allergy and they can't take anything like the almonds. So we want to give them still the same thing. You can still make your bread. You can still make your pizza crust. You can still make your cakes and your buns and your muffins, but you don't have to worry about having an allergic reaction. You definitely can go check out the ketogenic line of products at healthenhancedfoods.com. Go ahead, keep up with your diet, get the foods that are necessary to keep you going, and let's get the results that you absolutely deserve. Let's go.